What I am going to share with you is going to expand your thinking of what is possible for you to create. It is going to open you up to your own potential and show you more opportunities to take control of what you're creating in this life through your energetic state. Now, a lot of us think that when life events are happening or the trajectory that we are on, where we are going in life, our path in life is some fully cemented, like long, linear thing. I don't know. That's the, what's it called? Like the vision that I always had of life was that you were on this one storyline. Now, as I got older and started to, pursue understanding spiritual concepts, I started to think that, okay, maybe there's like different potential long narrative timelines for me to be on, and that I can maybe shift between them. It felt like something that I didn't comprehend how that could happen. It felt like something difficult to do even. I had no understanding of that, but I saw everything like, here, hold on. I'm like trying to figure out what visual I can use. Like this. Like these are my paintbrushes, but long solidified options. Now, this mindset shift that I had is going to help you just realize how frequently you can create the change that you desire. It will encourage you, I'm sure, to become more mindful, just more present, be more present with yourself so that you can look for the opportunities to create these changes. Sorry, I'm a little bit spacier today. I've been under the weather. I'm feeling better, but not feeling the best. I feel like I don't sound the best, but I sound better than I feel, or I feel better than I sound. My computer has been like, the video's lagging off and on. I tried to fix it. I couldn't, but here we are. So, I used to imagine that my life and my potentials were these long straight paths that had already solidified, and that maybe there was like sub paths like within it, like they were twisted around and I could take A, B, or C. But if you are like me, are interested in quantum theory, then we understand that there's literally infinite potential. There's more probable outcomes based on where you are already at. It's easier to shift to things that are more adjacent to your state of being than something that's all the way over there, but it's not impossible, and you can make shifts to get there. Anyway, so this mindset shift is, instead of looking at things like this straightforward path, I see it as the path is assembling before me. I literally visualize it like pixels or building blocks, like almost in a video game. Like if you're standing on the edge of a road, or you're standing on a road but the road isn't formed, there's just nothingness in front of you. I see it like these little building blocks, these components are assembling in front of me as my awareness is brought to them. As you walk on the way appears. I know that's not a word for word Rumi quote, but it's very close. I've always loved that saying, and I've never put it into perspective like I have recently, that it really is true. It's not this one set thing. As you are walking on the way, everything is assembling before you. So you can create so much change at any given time. You can change things 5 minutes before you go into work. And I wish that this example was like fresh in my mind, because I know that last year while I was taking my break, I had this happen like on 2 separate occasions, and I can't remember what it was, but like specifically, but basically as I was pulling into the parking lot at work, I was setting my desire I had an assumption of what I was probably going to be experiencing that day, and it was not desirable. And I decided to just shift my mindset to, what if it could be different? Things, can change at any time. Who knows? Let's just go in and see what's up. Let's not be so solid on this thing that I don't want being what's going to happen, but I'm okay if it does. And I would walk in and I would have the new desire. And there would be an explanation of how, like, just 5 minutes ago when I was pulling into the parking lot, it was the thing I didn't want. And here, look, but this happened, and we're actually gonna, do this for today. And I was like, that's amazing. I always thought, these things took so much time, and now that doesn't always happen for me. Sometimes I go in and it is the undesirable thing, but I still shifted my mindset, and I actually have a better relationship to that experience. Instead of having a negative experience, I'm still having the objective events, but I am relating to them in a different way because I chose to shift my mindset. And I think that that is just as valid because I'm still having a different experience, but it can be as drastic as totally separate events unfolding before you. Well, yeah, that's the visual I like to have, is that there are just all these little possibilities zooming around. If you look up, is it called the wave experiment? The quantum wave experiment? If you just look up kind of the studies that they're doing on quantum waves, and particles in general, when they're not being observed based versus when they are being observed, I think it would help maybe give you the visual to what I'm talking about, where I've started to see things like that. Until my awareness is on them, they are just this infinite set of possibilities scattered and buzzing around, waiting to assemble into my assumed observation, my assumed state of being. And they are assembling according to my energy. Like, they're literally being pulled into my energetic experience, those specific building blocks that meet that magnetic pull. Those ones are the ones that are going to be attracted in and form the solid state of what I am to experience. So, seeing things like that there is no true set path. You might have a trajectory, you might have that end state in your mind for sure, but that it's not some solid thing. It's something that is being assembled as you walk towards it. It might be a solid vision, but it's not, I don't know, I feel like I'm just going to start repeating myself. I really love the Rumi quote of, as you begin to walk on the way appears. So you can maintain the same end desired state for your entire life. I'm not, saying that you can't have this thing in your brain that feels like your destiny and that's what you're going to follow for your entire life. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm saying that the route of getting there is ever assembling. Because if I wanted to say ever changing, but ever assembling just sounds so much better to me, because it opens the door for us to understand that there is like infinite potential for us to create whatever we want in the moment. And the more we become present with ourselves, the more we are able to become aware of those little crossroads. It's not a crossroad because it's just not, but I think like saying crossroad kind of helps with the understanding sometimes. If not, ignore that I said crossroad. But just all these opportunities for you to assemble something new, assemble something in a different way, something you've never experienced, something that you're comfortable experiencing, but that it's a constant state of assembly. I don't know if you guys could hear it in the background, but my cat was definitely just scratching at his litter box, and then he just showed up right there so quickly. I don't know how he got there. So something to keep in mind with this mindset is, if you are trying to create change in some area of your life or multiple areas of your life, say your job, you just started this new job, and 6 months ago you thought that this was your dream job, but you've been working on yourself a lot and things have changed so much that it's now like not it for you and you want something better for yourself, things are ever changing. So just keep that faith and that vision for what you want. Keep that energy for what you want. Don't see your job as some like, don't claim it as this unchanging thing. And it will either unfold to meet you or unfold to push you in the direction of the thing that you desire, and it will just naturally line up for you. Same thing, I want to give the example of a relationship. If you are seeking a new type of relationship, and this can be any form of relationship, friend, family, romantic, your initial assumptions and perceptions of a person are based on your energetic state, and if your state is ever changing, then that person and how they show up for you is also going to be evolving and changing. And to keep an open mind and allow for that the first 4 weeks that you got to know your boss and you didn't think too highly of them, don't keep them claimed in that energy. Allow for a constant reassembly of the experience that you have. Okay, I wanted to keep this one short, and I'm going to. So I'm going to sign off there. Let me know if you have any questions about what I was talking about. Did it make sense? Do you like this topic? Is there something you want to hear me talk about next? Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Just say, hey, I love hearing from you guys. And thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.